Look, this is what we'll say. We've talked to a few guys out here. Starting pay is $25 an hour. Where are you gonna make starting pay $25 an hour at, Brad?
Not many places.
Not many places.
Here?
Yeah, right here. Come up. Uh-oh. We're about to get busted. What's up, YouTube? Out here shooting content on how these data centers are affecting Texas real estate market. Brack, what do you think about it?
I think these have worked out so far.
Kind of in the middle of nowhere. We're on 55 acres.
Yep.
What was it, 56?
55.
That we bought for $200,000. Turned them into 11-acre tracts in Texas. Anything above 10 acres, you don't have to get a subdivision plat. So we went with 11-acre tracts. The power and the water were a great mystery to us, and you can't see it, but just right over there, was some power lines, and we thought that's the direction the power would come in from, but we were wrong. We did not calculate it. It came all the way from down there. It was a different co-op, so we spent $55,000 getting the power brought in, and then we had to pop a well for each property, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wells. But if you look behind us, you got mobile home. So each of these 3 mobile homes sold for $340,000 plus or minus. This last fella is wanting to buy the back part of these 2 lots, so he's getting 22 acres. He's under contract for $500,000. And then we'll have one more project out here to do with this front 11 acres that we're probably standing on, but we might be on the property line. So one project left to do out here, and then we're done with this. But during the time that we own this, we're going to go show you all this. What'd they put in? 6,000 acres of solar?
Mm-hmm. It's huge, all right there.
It's huge, massive. So we had solar come in and build out, and then we started getting strange calls from different people wanting to buy just raw land to put RV parks on. And the reason why was because they had heard the news that there was a $1.2 billion data center coming in. It's behind Lake Whitney. We're gonna go shoot some content over there on our way out, because the misinformation out there on the internet about data centers and who they hire and who they don't hire, I'll bet you right now, do you think we could pull up there and fill out an application and get a job?
Try.
I think they're hiring every day. I think they need schmucks like us to do random odd jobs around the job site. They've got massive equipment out there moving massive amount of dirt. They took the side of a mountain out. We got that footage. You put it right here next to the road. This project has been fun to watch. They're also upgrading the power plant that's there. So there's, on Lake Whitney, there's a hydro dam that creates power, and then there's also a natural gas power plant that they're upgrading. So part of their build out is office space. So these people that say data center don't create any long-term jobs are absolutely wrong. Everything in there is electrical. Everything in there is mechanical. You're going to need plumbers. You're going to need electricians. You're going to need maintenance staff for the life of those things. And then the stress of the power grid. I think I read somewhere that they're wanting 235 megahertz of power, and the entire state of Texas was powered off of 85 megahertz last year. So they need to up the power in Texas by 3 times to plug in all the data centers that they want to put in Texas. But a lot of people think that's a bad thing. It's really not. Like 2008, they started decommissioning a lot of coal power plants, a lot of lignite power plants. That lignite's still in the ground. Those power plants were decommissioned, and you would see them dropping like flies. And these are all jobs in rural areas in Texas, and the Texas Triangle especially. Big Brown power plant on Lake Fairfield shut down. The one down on Gibbons Creek shut down. There's another one up by Henderson that shut down. All that lignite's still in the ground, so that power can still be gotten to. But the big deal is that power plants like HLMP, which is Houston Light and Power, I don't know who owns it now, out on Lake Limestone, has got second life breathed into it, because, you know, while they're putting in all this solar and wind, there's a big percentage of power in Texas that comes from solar and wind now. It's the most diverse state when it comes to wind and solar power. These big natural gas power plants and coal power plants, they're not really needed unless it's really cold or really hot outside, and wind and solar can't keep up. So they're not very profitable. Now they've got the power demand, so they'll be able to fire those things up, push power onto the grid when they need it, and they can make those CapEx expenditures to make them more environmentally friendly, to make them last longer. So those things got new life breathed into them. It's much easier to convert or build up a power plant that already exists than it is to build one from the ground up, which there's tons of those. There's one approved for Freestone County right now. I hear rumors about one being approved for Limestone County right now, and those are long-term jobs. The power plant in Jewett has employed 200 people for the last 40 years. Great high-paying jobs. Whenever I was in high school, if you could get on out there, you were making $90,000 a year. That was back then. Everybody wanted that job, but it takes a funeral for an opening to come available, so those jobs weren't really available to us. Now with these new power plants coming on, there's going to be a ton of jobs, ton of economic growth. And out here, our little spot out in the middle of nowhere, you know, it's sold these properties for us, essentially. We got a guy that works at SpaceX over there. This guy's a general contractor. I don't know what that family does. Do you know what that family does?
I don't. They're the number one, though.
They're
Weren't they from out of state?
They are from out of state. I think they're from out of country.
Dang.
So, anyways, we're going to do a little tour and kind of dispel some of the rumors about solar, wind, data centers, water usage, all the things you're worried about. There's a lot of misinformation out there on the internet. We're going to kind of go around and look at it. I mean, they say there's no jobs created. How many people do you think are working at that job site we drove by earlier?
Several hundred at least.
Several hundred. The general contractor's out of Pflugerville, Texas. I mean, if you wanted a job there right now and you could run equipment, I guarantee you there's a job. And then that little town, Laguna Park.
Yep.
Every little fucking vacant building's now a Burger Shack. They're selling a shitload of cheeseburgers over there to construction workers, and it's like a boom town in the oil field. You got to get it while the getting's good. They say that's a however many phase project, 250,000 square foot. You can tell they've already got that one that's got a structure on it, but
Yep.
across the road they're leveling, I mean, a massive amount of material. So we're gonna go over there, look at that, ride along with us, take a look at it, like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think about data centers in Texas. Let us know if you're worried about water, if you're worried about power, whatever you're worried about. You know what I'm worried about? Jobs. Because water and power, we can always get more water, we can always get more power. But jobs, they seem pretty hard to come by. If I was living in a liberal shithole state, I would not tolerate it. I would get to Texas as fast as possible, where we're still living the American dream. There's a real good shot of this solar coming up. The old fucking office that they had out here. Look at this big, beautiful solar. This could be green rolling hills, but instead it's blackleg as far as the eye can see. And on the other side of the road too. Like you can see it on the top of that hill cresting over there. Anyway, solar personally for us, we got a solar farm going in Limestone County. We got the dumpster work on it. So our dumpster company did anywhere from $7,000 to $9,000 a month in public rentals. Not a significant amount of money after you pay for tires, dump fees, and everything else. Now, our solar company did $30,000 last month. It did $30,000. Well, it's done $30,000 3 months in a row because we got the solar contract out of the solar farm, which pays more than the public dumpster rentals. Like the profit on that, I think our dump fees on that for a month were somewhere around $4,000. Fuel is negligible because it's so close to the dump. Takes about half a tank of fuel a day when we're running real hard. And some days we do up to 14 loads out there, which are big days, I mean huge days. And then we go a couple of weeks and we don't hear nothing. Then we go out there and we turn and burn for another couple of days. Our RV park that's right across from the solar farm, leased up. That's us getting money off the solar. That's the county getting some money off the solar because we have to pay the comptroller or occupancy tax. That's all the local businesses that they're spending money at are getting money off the solar. And there's at least 3 other local contractors out there that have work. One of the subcontractors is out of Bryan, so money going into Bryan, Texas economy. Guys getting to work, guys getting to stay, guys getting per diem, spending into the economy. And then once it's set up like this, this is a done project. But if you look, you see those little white buildings out there. those things break. You don't think lightning or hail or something comes through and don't break all this shit? And then who they got to call to come fix it? They got to call local guys like us. So this is a net positive. And the big difference is we happen to know a guy that got a solar contract in our county. He's got 600 acres of land. They're paying him $750,000 a year to lease his land from him. Do you know how many cattle he'd have to run on that 600 acres a year to make $750,000 a year on a 30-year contract with step-ups for inflation? It's insane money. It's a net positive. All you haters out there in Texas who are mad at solar, get unmad. This is beautiful. AI can't tell us nothing about this. Brack, do you know whose solar this is?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to go to the power center. AI says that's not the case, that they're building a natural gas power plant or improving one there. I don't have that answer yet. I'm waiting for that answer from AI. But overall, this is a net positive. It also says there's another one that's going to come online in 2027. I halfway think it's this one that they're talking about, and AI just don't know the deets. But, I mean, how long do you think it took them to do this?
They were starting by the time we first got the Clifton deal.
They already started?
Yeah, they had all the boxes and stuff like that out there for sure.
Yeah.
Nothing was set up for, a year straight it looked like, and they all started popping up.
So, 4-year project, fucking phenomenal. 4 years worth of work. I hope there's 4 years worth of dumpster work out there on that little. I mean, this is like 6,000 acres. This is as far as I can see. This is an insane amount of solar, and we already passed all those over on the other side of the hill. Crazy amount of solar. So, net positive. Let us know in the comments. You a hater? Do you hate solar? Do you not want them here in Texas? Do you think this should be beautiful green grass? Which it is beautiful green grass under it. And this guy that owns it, he's got a big fence around it. He can put sheep in there. He can be a sheep farmer now. He can make money on sheep and solar. And yet, little whiny people with no land want to tell landowners how they should use their land because Braxton, have you heard anything about noise pollution? I've heard a ton about noise pollution. I don't hear a fucking thing out here. I don't hear nothing. I hear that noise pollution from that platy doing platy things. Look at that. Noise pollution. Platy just doing platinum things. Net positive. Let me know if you think otherwise, haters. Uh-oh. Okay, look. It's a grown man. It's a grown man playing with a little kid's penis. Look. Look at that. Oh, Brack, you always peeing. You pee too much. It's a shame at 20 years old. Look at this thing. Damn, that's a big bitch. Here pretty soon, this information that I'm getting on my phone right now will be coming from right behind us. So we've infiltrated the little center here. So they're buying 400 megawatts of power from that Calpine power plant. The funniest thing about all this shit is they keep saying that these data centers are going to use so much water, but they're all closed loop systems. So other than evaporation, they don't really lose a lot of water. In this particular site right here, they're not getting the water from Lake Whitney, according to AI. They're getting it from groundwater, so they're getting it from a well.
So you're not taking from the water supply in the first place that people out here would be otherwise using?
I mean, I don't know. Lake Whitney is a Corps of Engineers lake. It's a flood control lake. They could, the Corps owns all the land that they could flood. So like, basically they say, okay, we need X number of gallons to be able to hold back in the case of a flood. They could just raise that amount of what their mean level of water is when it's not flooding and do just fine. You know what I mean? The funniest part about this, we're out here, we're trying to use AI at the fucking data center where AI is going to be. And guess what, Brack? We don't have 5G service. We barely even have cell service. Maybe they need a 5G tower and we can hook them up. Uh-oh, we're about to get busted. This is a net positive. How many cars we got? We got Texas plates all around. See no fucking bums from some other state. Let's count the fucking plates. Let's see how many out-of-staters are over here milking our good Texas work. Look at all this work taking place right next to us. What do you think that man's making it out? Then we could ask this guy. There we go. Hey, are y'all hiring? Are y'all hiring? Okay, thank you. So he didn't say how much you made? He said it's all different?
It just depends if you're a piper doing dirt work.
Damn. We'll find somebody that'll tell us how much we can make out here, Breck. I ain't seen nobody without a Texas plate yet. Look, we've this is what we'll say. We've talked to a few guys out here. Starting pay is $25 an hour. Where are you gonna make starting pay $25 an hour at, Breck?
Not many places.
Not many places.
Here?
Yeah, right here. Look, I wonder if they'll let me put it in a dumpster bid to haul off this pile of shit. Holy fuck. All kinds of $1.2 billion going in the economy right here on this side. $1.2 billion. In how many years? I don't know. I can't see nothing but positive. Brack, do you see anything negative about AI centers and fucking solar and wind and all that?
There's a lot of money in the economy.
A lot of money
Local
in the economy. I would hate to live in a state or a county that was anti this. But anyways, it's a net positive for the state. Like, subscribe, watch one of these videos, whatever. See y'all later.